Today, we start our multi-day road trip. Couple overnight camps out of this 1998 Toyota Tacoma truck camper on our way out to Oklahoma for Overland America. Let's do it. So I'll give you guys kind of the lowdown on the plan for today. I'm not driving all the way out to Oklahoma in one day. I'm going to do it across a couple. And I've got about a 4.5 hour drive today from all the way through Tennessee up into Kentucky, where I'll be hopefully finding a primitive campsite. I've got a couple in mind at a place called Land Between the Lakes, just kind of over the border into Kentucky from Tennessee. So I've got a 3-hour drive from here to a Planet Fitness, because I'm gonna try to not let travel and all that impede on my gym workouts. So not to mention I'm gonna be using Planet Fitness to shower for the next week. So there is that. But I'm gonna go there 3 hours from here, hit Planet Fitness, and then we have maybe another 30 minutes to an hour to the campsite, which seems to be primitive. I found it on iOverlander, and there's in this forested area, there's supposedly a number of primitive sites, all of which seem to be on the water, which will be really nice. So hoping that spots aren't taken and they're safe and they're, just a comfy setting for a night of truck camping. And then we'll cook up some dinner, hang out for the evening, and then we're back on the road tomorrow heading towards Oklahoma. And that's the plan. So I will update you guys when I make it a little bit further towards Planet Fitness. Well, if you can't tell, we've made it to Nashville. The only traffic so far, and it's the middle of the day. So about an hour and a half until we make it to the gym, which will be a very welcomed break. We have arrived to the Planet Fitness, which is about an hour, maybe hopefully less than an hour, to the actual camp spot, which, again, the goal for tonight is to get to the spot, the Land Between the Lakes, before the sun goes down. That way I can feel it out, make sure the spot's cool. There's, it's primitive, first come, first serve. So on a Wednesday, I wouldn't expect it to be super busy, but you never know. So basically, I'm trying to go get a workout in for about an hour. Find the old headphones. And come back. I haven't decided if I want to make a little lunch because I'm pretty hungry. I haven't eaten since this morning. So I might do a little sandwich in the parking lot out of the back of the truck camper and then head over there. Or I may just suffer and see if I can make it all the way to camp. But that is the plan. I'm going to go get a workout in. And be a nice break from driving around. So wish me luck in there. Let's get the swole on. Workout achieved, and I basically printed out made myself an itinerary of campsites for basically just a log of where I'm going to try and camp over the next couple days until I get to Overland of America, and then also on the way home. Just kind of helps me keep track of everything without having to like scavenge for campsites last minute or anything like that. So I actually put like campsite 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I have 4 sites for this evening, 3 backups in case the first one doesn't work. And I usually like to put the actual coordinates on here, that because a lot of like the primitive sites and whatnot don't actually have an address, obviously. So, you know, coordinates just work out a lot easier, and it gets you exactly where you're trying to go. So let's see, to this first campsite that we're going to try is actually an hour and 20 minutes, which is slightly unfortunate because I'm trying to get there before the sun goes down and have time to cook and chill and all that. We will be there at 5:20 Central Time. I'm usually in Eastern, so 5:20 Central, which gives us about an hour, give or take, before the sun goes down. So we're gonna hit the road, head up towards Land Between the Lakes, I believe is what it's called in Kentucky. We're still in Tennessee right now, and we should be in Kentucky here in the next 30 minutes or so. So making good progress, but time to hit the dusty trail. And by dusty trail, I mean traffic-filled pavement.
Hi, what was the way? Do you hear about what I'm worried about?
Not today.
I'll be a beach.
Sure, no rush. So just made it over the border into Kentucky, and happened across this Wendy's, and well, I didn't make a sandwich. I'm very hungry. It is 4:30, 5:30 my time, so I'm gonna eat while I drive. Not good for me, especially after just going to the gym, but you know what? Some calories are needed. And while I have you here, you know what's really cool is a lot of the power stations, everything in the back of the truck is like Bluetooth, which, you know, super technology based and far from traditional camping. But for living out of a vehicle for the next week, it's super nice. And so where I'm going with this is a lot of the, like, all the power stations, I've got 2 in the back, are Bluetooth compatible with an app, and then also the fridge, so I can, from my phone, without having to jump back there, even while I'm driving, be able to check up on the fridge, make sure it's staying at temperature, see the power level of both the power stations. So actually, while I've been driving today, when I left this morning, one of my power banks was at like 70%. It's now at 100%, even running the fridge all day. Hi, may I please have a number 6 with a Sprite? Number 6, spicy Sammy. About to go down. So yeah, just really nice to be able to check up on the power banks and everything, make sure the solar and everything, nothing's come disconnected and all that good stuff. Thank you. I'm gonna munch down on some food, and got about an hour till the drive. Thank you. An hour until we get to camp is what I meant to say. Keep getting interrupted. Jeez, how rude. After doing some quick math, for anybody who's interested, this is the first fuel stop on the journey. Did about 255 miles to this point here in Kentucky. This literally this gas station. Plus, I had already done about 10 to 15 miles on the tank before I started the trip. Just put in 14.6 gallons of fuel. So 275 divided by 14.6 gives us 18.8 miles per gallon. Not too bad for a 30 plus year old truck with a heavy camper on the back, big 33 tires, aftermarket wheels. Everything's bigger and heavier, so not too bad. We're about 15-20 minutes away from the first campsite that I'm hoping is going to be available, and then if it is not, we have probably like 10 to 15 minute drives in between the next few campsites to check out. So hopefully we'll get lucky on the first go and be able to park this thing for the night and set up camp. I made it to the campsite and realized upon arrival that I needed a permit to camp here. So kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, going here because otherwise I would have just booked a campground, like an actual campsite somewhere. The point was to hopefully not spend money doing this. So it said I could order it or get the permit to camp overnight. Their website was horrible, so I wasn't able to make that happen. So I'm headed back towards the Welcome Center, where I'm hoping there will be like, you know, a little ballot box where you can grab your ticket and put it in your cash. The other thing I'm worried about is it says you have to pay for, it's either like an annual pass or a 3-day pass. And I'm literally only staying here for 14 hours. Like it's already, you get what I'm saying. I'm staying here one night and it's not even spending a full day here. So I'm hoping that when I get there, it'll be like a 1-day option to just be able to camp here. So we shall see. All right, well, I just went and checked out the, where am I? The North Welcome Station, and it's closed. There's no one there. It says closed for the evening. So I walked around the entire building in this parking lot to try and find like anything anywhere that says something about how to get a camping pass or permit to no avail. So I'm not really sure what to do. I'm gonna do another like little loop-de-loop here around the building, but I mean there's like information on hunting and yeah, it seems like they have everything else except for information on camping. So I don't really. And I went on the website, but you hit like, you start looking at like the primitive stuff and it only offers you basically links to get to, what would it be called? Let me put you up here. It really only gives me links to like actual campgrounds, none of which I'm trying to stay at. So I think I've done my best to try and pay these people. And I now have video evidence of that in case Ranger Rick stops by asking for my permit, in which case I will kindly offer him my monies, but I just don't know how to do it. There's no, you know, it says you can do it online. Like, give me a QR code or something, man, make it a little easier, but your .gov website kind of sucks. I guess I'm gonna head back towards where I was. There was like some, you know, your typical people living out of their grungy camper trailers for like moving around from one spot to the next every 14 days. So it's not really ideal. And I don't, kind of running out of time, so I don't want to, this place is massive. I don't want to aimlessly just drive around and try and find a more secluded spot. So I'll let you guys know, obviously, where I end up. Hopefully we'll find a campsite here shortly. Okay, well, this is what we got, you know, middle of a field next to the river. Not too bad. Hoping we'll get a little bit of breeze coming in, hitting the tent, and yeah, it's okay. I'm sure you guys cannot hear it, but there's a bunch of campers, like what I was talking about earlier, the pull behind like trailers, and Generators all running. It's and I'm sure they're not going to be shutting them off at like a decent hour. So, you know, it makes me really appreciate all the public lands out west where there's just, I don't know, less people or maybe just more campsites. Out here, it's like super restricted. And you just get kind of the less desirable crowd, to be honest with you. Like, just people that are inconsiderate. Like, there's trash in this fire pit. It's disgusting. So this will be like the third night camping in a row where I'm probably not gonna be able to sleep just because generators. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna lose hope. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna get the truck set up, get the tent pumped, see where the night takes us. Also, like, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe. Sun is hitting that other side. Looks really nice right now. So here we go. So today, or on this trip, so that way I can continue my uploads and get work done, as well as, you know, watch. I'll show you, I got something for the TV, but brought Morgan's Starlink Mini with me this time. And I have the bigger power station in here, but I actually brought the Blue Eddy power station, which is tied to the DC to DC charger, which charges while I'm driving off the alternator. All that to say, the power bank, that one, the Blue Eddy, I brought mainly just to power this thing, as well as just be a backup. But I'm going to try and get this set up. I'll probably either set it on the ground or maybe just right up on top of the roof rack would probably be sufficient, I would think. And then we'll have Wi-Fi this whole time. So I've just got it plugged into the Blue Eddy there. It is pulling. Oops, I just turned it off. That helps. It is pulling, looks like 38, almost 40 watts, and I have it just running out here and sitting up on top of the roof rack. And with that, then I just have to go into the app. I'm doing this all kind of for the first time. Like when we used this out in Colorado, Morgan was really the, what would you call it? The instructor of Wi-Fi. She handled all this, so start setup, I guess. Mini, confirm. Yep, I have a clear view. I don't know. My Starlink is plugged in. I'm just going to start hitting stuff. Connect to Starlink. Okay. And the bugs are out. This is great. I got to put some... There we go. I think we're on. Are we on? Continue? Yeah, we're online. So, there we go. We now have Wi-Fi out in the middle of East Bum, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, we have a software update. Oh no. All right, well, we'll let that do its thing. I'm not terribly hungry yet. For the record, that Wendy's sandwich was the worst one I've ever had, ever, from Wendy's. And I get the same thing every time. So, like, for years, I've been getting this sandwich. It was so burnt. Like, the chicken patty was so burnt. And it tasted not great, but I wolfed it down. And about 5 minutes away from this campsite, I just started getting like these heat sweats. So I'm almost anticipating some food poisoning kicking in later, which would not be fun. but I figured I'd let you know. Give you a heads up in case things turn for the worst. Well, I'm just gonna hang out, I think, inside the camper tonight, just because it's actually really buggy. I was expecting the water to be more flowing and like, fast moving river, and it is extremely still like a pond or a lake, so super buggy out there. And honestly, it's why I built this thing. I don't need to necessarily be outside if it's buggy or poor conditions, so I'm just not. But first thing, order of business is definitely to get this fan cranking on level 3. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Get that set up just somewhere, moving some air around. I do have obviously like all of the windows open up top, and heat rises, so I'm hoping it will stay relatively cool. Want to get this unboxed later and get that set up. I'll show you in a little bit, but definitely want to get my chair out so I have a place to actually sit down and hang out. But I looked at the weather for this place. It is about 85 degrees. It was like 90 not too long ago, so it's pretty toasty. But it is supposed to drop down into like, I think, the low 60s tonight, so like a big temperature swing, but that will be nice. And it didn't seemed like it was going to be in the mid to low 60s, like right around midnight to 1 a.m. So I'm not going to have to wait until 4 o'clock in the morning for it to actually get down to a comfortable temperature, which, fingers crossed, is how it actually plays out for us. The Starlink, now that it's up and running, pulls about 20 to 25 watts. Depending on, I'm not actively, I think my phone's connected, but I'm not actively using it right now, so that might go up. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but that's why I brought the a second power bank, was just to power that. That way I'm not draining my main power bank just in case I need it. So a backup on a backup. But what I have here, I always forget about this. What I have here is a Walmart brand, basically like Roku, or streaming device. Netflix, YouTube, Disney, Hulu, Apple TV, all that good stuff. The reason I got this was, if you guys have been following the channel, I've been trying to get a thumb drive to play my YouTube videos on this TV, which, if you haven't seen, I have a TV mounted in here, which doesn't live in here all the time, but I actually put it in for Overland of America, which is an overlanding expo that I'm going to. And I figured when I had the truck popped and open during the day, if I'm, out walking around at other people's rigs, then I'll have my YouTube channel actually playing on the TV so people can see like the truck itself, but then also get some like context of the channel and hopefully get some new subscribers. So the plan was to bring the Starlink and hook this guy up to the TV, and then I can just go right onto my YouTube channel and actually just play it that way. So I think it was like $15, kind of a cheap workaround, because I just could not get that thumb drive to work over numerous days of trying to. And then plus, with the Starlink, I can actually just watch YouTube or, hang out while I'm driving my way road tripping out to Jay, Oklahoma for the actual event. So that should be cool, and probably get this set up in a little bit. But I've been moving around nonstop, traveling for about 8 hours today, which is crazy because it was only a 4-hour drive, and I'm just like, I'm pretty wiped and very warm in here at the moment. So I'm gonna chill for a bit and get back with you guys. Keep the lights on in here, and am actually getting the, what is it called? The on thumb, whatever they're called. Do you know what I'm talking about? This guy. We'll call it a Roku for all things considered. Getting that updated using the Starlink, which is super cool. And then once that's done updating, I got to actually update the Starlink. So probably because we haven't used it in a month or two. And I guess that's just what happens when you use technology in your truck camper. So I'm not complaining by any means. It is pretty epic that I have a TV that I can stream and watch anything I want out here in the middle of the woods without, which is also cool because it's powered by solar and just the battery on my truck from driving. So I am not complaining. It is cool to live in 2025 sometimes. And I was like fumbling around with this remote for a good while because I opened the box, put it all together, and then realized that there were no batteries in the remote, and had to dig the box back out of the trash, and sure enough, 2 AAA batteries they included in there for this. So we should be good to go for Overland of America. I can literally open up my YouTube channel, play it on the TV, and swivel the TV so it's kind of pointing out. So that way people can literally sit and watch my channel if they want to. And I'll show you maybe tomorrow or possibly in tomorrow's video where I'm doing more truck camping. But I actually had, I printed out a bunch of stuff that I'm going to leave for people that are, you know, touring the creators section at the expo. So I'll show you that later or tomorrow. And for now, I've got the fan kind of like blowing some fresh air down and into this section. And it is starting to cool off dramatically, which is really nice. And the generators have seemingly shut down, which is also very nice. I would love to get a great night of sleep tonight because I've got I think like a 5 or 6 hour drive tomorrow to the next campsite, and then the third day is when we'll finally make it to Overland of America out in Jay, Oklahoma. So that's the plan tonight for dinner. Assuming I get hungry here, I'm gonna cook something cold. So, well, partially. I've got some chicken and then some, I'll show you. Super simple. I've got some chicken somewhere in here that I have to cook. And then I'm literally just going to make up this Southwest style salad, like the pre-made salads. And I'm going to basically put that in just like a tortilla wrap and eat that for the night. I think the dressing will be more than enough from the salad, just salad, dressing, chicken in a wrap. Hopefully a nice, cool, refreshing dinner for the truck camper tonight. And to be quite honest with you, I may actually start that now, cooking the chicken. That way I can basically put the chicken back in the fridge and hopefully chill it enough. That way when I'm actually ready to eat, it'll all be like a nice cold wrap. So I'm just gonna break out the 2-burner stove, use my homemade little kitchen counter, the dual purpose beautiful tote. We got a leaf from the last camping trip, and see if we can't get the chicken cooked, seasoned, and chilled before I'm actually ready to eat it. Okay, bear bad news, my chicken is still frozen, so I may just send it. I might just send it. I'm just gonna cook it anyways, and just season it with some salt and pepper. Put it back in the fridge. Well, there you have it. A skillet full of chicken, and I don't know if I can do this with one hand. There we go. There we go. I'm just gonna start heating this up and just cook it really until it's done. I'm not going for any glorious chef work tonight. And just in case you're wondering, yes, I do have a fire extinguisher readily available. And then of course in the like colder winter months when I don't have all this ventilation up top, I always keep a CO2 monitor in here. And then even then still I'll either pop like the back glass or something to allow some ventilation. But right now I have all 3 windows wide open in this thing with a fan blowing in, fire extinguisher at the ready. So it's not glorious, but it'll make for a good dinner, I think. And it is currently 8:30 my time, but here it is only 7:30. Sun's already basically set at this point, so still have plenty of time before bed. And guess I gotta kind of start getting acclimated to this time zone anyways, so I might try and stay up until it's ready to time to go to bed in this time zone. So what I'm getting at here is I have plenty of time to cook this chicken, put it back in the fridge and let it chill. That way I can eat a nice cold salad chicken wrap later, which will be honestly 10-fold better than that Wendy's sandwich that I should not have. That was dumb. I should not have done that. TV setup is doing its thing. Chicken's doing its thing. And I think I actually want to, I have a couple things. Oh geez, how am I gonna get this with one hand? Nope, wrong side. Oh yeah. Got ourselves a little sparkling water. Nothing takes the edge off that little night of truck camping like a Nojito unsweetened Spindrift sparkling water, lime and mint, non-alcoholic of course. Nothing much more refreshing than that. tell you that much.
Luckily, can like spawn guns and actually use outside of the that but the felt pretty nice. But for some reason the windows absolutely everywhere was bulletproof.
Chicken is chilling in the fridge. I'm gonna get the Southwest style salad ready to roll. So I am actually starting to get a little hungry. Believe it or not, that Wendy's... Hold on, how do you open this? Oh. Believe it or not, that Wendy's meal did not fill me up. So this should be pretty easy, and the goal for tonight is really no dishes. So I just kind of like rinsed out the, what is it called? You know, the thing that I cooked in, the cast iron pan. Just kind of rinsed that out, gave it a quick wipe with a piece of, I'm just like am losing my train of thought. This thing. Boom. And that did the trick. And then I think really all that I'm going to have to clean up is this fork and a plate, which I'll use to eat off of. So, pretty simple night of truck camping as far as cooking is concerned. And that's after a long day of travel, that's kind of how I like it. And I actually thought this was going to be enough chicken to make 2 meals, whereas now I'm wondering if it's gonna make it past like lunchtime tomorrow. So wow, that is some sturdy packaging. Eat that in there. That was a hefty amount of dressing. Tastes good though. And I'm basically going to try and keep a lot of air in it. And just do that number. And that's pretty much dinner made. For those of you wondering, I still haven't figured out a trash bag solution, so the old grocery bag is still the play. And I've got tiny little pieces of lettuce all over this thing. Ugh. Okay. Good enough for my kitchen. And that is basically dinner made. All that's left to do is really just put it all in a flour tortilla. And I've also got some, what are these? Jalapeno kettle chips. Probably one of the best chips in the world. To go alongside that. And I'm not going to complicate it any more than that. That's dinner. It is time to make the meal. Just going to lop some chicken on there. I'll probably eat like 2 of these tonight and then try and save some chicken for lunch tomorrow. And then to get our Southwest very creamy, dressing-filled Southwest style salad on there. That's probably good. And now attempt to roll this bad boy up. Might be easier said than done. Tuck and roll method. Don't rip on me, tortilla. There you have it. Simple chicken wrap. And initial bites. Flavor's pretty good. There you go. Honestly, what I should have done was set some of the dressing aside and then put the salad on the wrap and then put the dressing right on there. I think that would have been tastier, but nonetheless, healthy and pretty good. Well, good morning, folks. Fresh pot of coffee. Not too shabby. Last night, not too shabby. Went to bed finally, or fell asleep around midnight this time, so like 11 o'clock, the time that I'm used to, being Eastern. And it did cool down tremendously. Like, it was very comfortable. It was a little damp, like humidity-wise, but overall, I can't complain. Up until about 6:30 this morning, on the dot, generator kicked on next door, which was just, I thought somebody was mowing the lawn here. It was so loud, and I just couldn't fall back to sleep after that. So up and at 'em. Got another 5.5 hour drive today to the next camp spot. So you're gonna have to wait till the next episode to see that one. But thank you guys for being here today, enjoying this camp out with me, and look forward to the next video in the series on my way out to Overland of America in Jay, Oklahoma. Keep elevating, my friends. Comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.